I think my boyfriend and me might have fucked up our 10-year relationship by trying to open it. Long post alert. He started dating someone else, but nothing except one kiss happened because he knew I wasn't comfortable with the situation yet. He was dating her, trying to keep her interested, while we were at the same time working on me becoming comfortable with the situation. He has had 2 serious relationships before me. The second one lasted 3 years and was open. He is my first real relationship, and I am way less experienced than he is, both in terms of relationships and sex. He explained to me that his plan was to sleep with her a couple of times and then slowly let it peter out. He said, based on his past experiences, that the third wheel usually loses interest quickly because they realize they have the least amount of power in the arrangement. If she had not lost interest, he would have tried to turn the fling into a friendship if possible, or just respectfully break it off, especially so if he had suspected her developing any romantic feelings. This had been his MO in his earlier open relationship in his 20s. After about 6 dates in 2 months, he ended it with her because of how things were going with us, with me. I don't know how to sum up what happened to me, but I just kept feeling worse and worse about the whole thing. I started crying every other day, just while working at my desk or taking the train. I started resenting both of them. I started snapping at him, which is not a normal thing in our relationship at all. Basically, even though we had lots of talks, and in some ways I felt closer to him than ever because of all the communication we were having, I nevertheless felt like he was cheating. I know this is not fair to him. He was open about everything he was doing. He didn't sleep with her. He stopped dating her when I asked him to, although they met like 2 more times as friends after that, because he did not want to make her feel bad. She is going through a bad divorce and really needed somebody to talk to. He did not want to leave her hanging or feeling used. Why did I even agree to try an open relationship, you may wonder? Well, for one, we never really decided that we were in an open relationship. There were offhand remarks by both of us over the years that this might be a possibility for us. That was all, but we never had a serious conversation about it. Then one day he comes home after work and tells me that this woman has messaged him on Instagram and that he wants to meet her. And honestly, looking back, I now realize what he was asking. But back then, I didn't know what he was really asking. He said he couldn't tell whether she wanted to be friends or more. So I agreed that he could meet her because I didn't want to be a controlling partner. After their first meeting, he said that she definitely wanted more than friendship. When he said that, I burst out crying. I cried for like an hour, couldn't talk or look at him. He tried to comfort me, but I really couldn't tolerate him touching me. That was the beginning. This next bit is insane. But after that, we agreed that he would meet her again, but that I didn't want to know anything about it because I obviously couldn't handle hearing about it. Does this sound insane? Yes, I know that now. Let me pause right here. How I understand myself now, in hindsight, I am a people pleaser. I don't like saying no. I have pretty low self-esteem. I thought I could just pretend all this wasn't happening and wait until his little adventure would fizzle out. He had made it clear that he had no interest in a relationship with this person. There was no potential for anything beyond sex with this woman. I know, looking back, how stupid, unhealthy, and unkind to myself all of this was. But when the person you love most in the world wants something, you want them to have it. And I also wanted to push through my discomfort and to work on making this work, with him, as a team. But as time went on, I felt alone and betrayed, and like they were playing on the same team, and I was all alone. The talks we had helped make me feel better and secure in our relationship again, but always, after a few days, I would feel like absolute shit about the whole thing again. He did nothing that wasn't allowed. He didn't sleep with her. They messaged. He spent several evenings at her apartment getting to know her. He was honest with her about being in an open relationship. There was sexual tension, but he didn't act on it. At one point, he was hugging her at the end of a date, and she kissed him. I guess she was getting impatient and thought he couldn't take a hint. The next day, he told me about the kiss, and we decided that he should stop dating her, because at that point, I was a mess. The thing is, I agreed to all of this, or at least I didn't disagree. I participated. I didn't draw a boundary, because honestly, I didn't know it existed. But boy, it exists, and it was crossed, and I just hurt more and more every day. The whole thing ended about 4 months ago, but for the first 2 months after, I was still getting worse. Crying, sleeping terribly, losing my appetite, being irritable. We continued talking, spending time together, being us. A lot of this mess is my fault. I think my decision-making and behavior are deeply troubling. Did I mention this is my first relationship ever? I just wanted to try this, to make him happy, to be cool, because monogamy is lame, right? And maybe I wanted to kiss someone else at some point. I was very naive. I suppress a lot of feelings, it seems. I have very low self-worth, it seems. I probably depend way too much on my boyfriend and felt like I could not turn him down. I have realized that I feel dependent on him to an unhealthy degree, that I think I won't find anybody else ever. All very unhealthy stuff that has come to the surface. Well, I love learning, but dear God, I really didn't want to learn about myself like this. Anyway, here we are. They are donezo, we are better. He says he has no problem being monogamous and that he wants to spend the rest of his life with me. This fling was just supposed to be fun. It is by no means something essential he needs in his life. We have been together for 10 years. He is my best friend. I love him. He is a very honest and trustworthy person, for real. I participated in creating this whole mess of a situation. I am not great at feelings and communication, y'all. He is sorry he hurt me. He thinks he did nothing wrong. Sometimes, oftentimes, I believe that too. And yet, and this is unfair, but I fucking hate him. Since his first date with that other woman, I wake up almost every morning and want to no longer be with him. I want to break his greedy little heart. I want to hurt him. I want revenge. Because he really loves me and it would hurt like a bitch. But I also want to break up because I just don't want to be with him anymore. Although I also want to be with him forever. I feel betrayed, although he didn't betray me. I feel deeply disrespected. I feel ugly and unloved. I don't trust him like I used to, even if he was being honest the whole time. I used to trust him completely. I fucking hate him so much now some days. This will get better with time, but it will never be like it used to. I am so mad at his selfishness, his vanity, his laziness. At some point during a conversation, he complained how exhausting this whole thing was. And I thought, tough titty, you started this. You wanted this. You brought a third person into this relationship. You fucking selfish asshole. Yeah, so before someone comments on it, stupid games, stupid prizes and all that, to reiterate, I am not good at this relationship stuff. There is so much more I could have written. As for background info, I know there are gaps, but this is already an epic block of text. I don't know what to do. For one, I probably need therapy, just in general, because I was really not looking out for myself, and I don't seem to like myself, or think I deserve to be treated well. But, like, what now? There is just some resentment in me from all that has happened that is huge and heavy. Our relationship used to make me feel safe and proud. Now I feel trapped and humiliated. Oof. I guess I just need some feedback. I am too close to see anything clearly. Extended version free of charge. First of all, he did not sleep with her, although I know Reddit finds this hard to believe. I am 100% certain of this. He might be downplaying some of their emotional intimacy, but nothing sexual happened. I know this because his father is a piece of shit who cheated on his mother for years, and he found out when he was a teenager. He loves his mom more than anything. One of his main goals in life is that he never wants to be like his father. He could never sleep with another woman and lie about it. He wouldn't be able to live with himself. Although, lately, I think he might be more like his father than either of us can stomach. This is the foundation of who he is. If he lied about that, I would have been living with an imposter for 10 years. We'll get checked out for STDs nevertheless, better safe and all that. We are engaged. He proposed to me a few months before all of this happened. Great, right? It took him so long because I have never been interested in marriage and only warmed up to the idea recently. I just don't like weddings and never thought it was necessary to put a ring on it. He would have gotten married years ago, but he accepted that I did not want it and waited. Ironic? Maybe. Yes, I will get therapy. For me. Yes, deep down, I know that this relationship is doomed. Right now, I am only working part-time because I'm in graduate school, and I am somewhat financially dependent on him, which I regret immensely. Also, the idea of moving is daunting. Ugh. There are many things I resent him for. One thing is his incredible laziness. If you want an open relationship, you need to put serious work in beforehand. And since he was the one more eager on it, I expected him to take the lead on doing that work with me, especially since he had done this once before. But in one of our later talks, he said he thought I was going to do the research. At some point, while he was already dating said lady, he said, maybe we should get a book or something. The entitlement. I think in his previous open relationship, his girlfriend took the initiative and made him do all the emotional work, but that was because she wanted to open them up. During our conversations, I was quickly becoming the person more knowledgeable about how this was supposed to work because I had taken the time to Google for like half an hour. The other woman is interesting. At one point, I thought a lot about her. He was pretty honest with her in some regards, but also careful that she only knew what he needed her to know, I think. She definitely knows about me. She is concerned about me. I don't have contact with her, but he told me this, and I believe him. She sounds like someone I would want to be friends with, TBH. She consented that they would only ever be a fling, as he called it. The thing is, the ex she is divorcing is truly horrible and abusive, and my man must have seemed like a saint compared to that guy. I think more than a sexual relationship, she was relying on my man for emotional support, and he wanted to give that to her, and fuck her, of course. The way he talked about the other people in an open relationship really troubled me as well. It seems pretty transactional and cold. The thing is, he really needs to be a good guy for his own self-worth. He told me this one story from before we were together. He slept with this girl and she was clearly falling in love, so they had a talk and stopped having sex. But afterwards, he would meet her for coffee for years so that she would not realize he had only used her for sex, even though she bored the shit out of him. He told me this story like it was a decent thing to do, but to me, it just seems messy and disingenuous. Of course, fucking people and ghosting them is also shitty, but surely there must be a middle ground? This all gives me the ick. Maybe people in the non-monogamous community can explain how they navigate that stuff. It is probably useful to know that my fiancé is very charismatic. People are drawn to him, especially if they have problems. He is very good at talking with people and does counseling for a living. This is kind of ironic because the communication in our relationship has been terrible, as it turns out. I am way more introverted and have less of a flashy personality than him, but I am deeply kind and loyal, also slightly odd and perhaps a little neurodivergent. Yes, I finally need to go to therapy, I know. What else? Thanks for reading and all your comments, even, perhaps especially, the snarky ones. I have never posted anything this honest and personal online. I read every single one of your comments. I will update.